everyone. I'm here with Alie Jules. Alie, thank you so much. Super excited to have you at the conference. And I know a lot of people are excited. They're going to be meeting a lot of people in this space. And just wanted to say, first of all, thank you for your voice and what you do in the world of AI, sharing and educating with people. But a lot of people might not know you or why they should listen to you in the world of AI. So why should someone listen to you in this space?
Well, if you are interested to learn how you can maybe use AI to your advantage in your life or in your work, and again, you could be a professional, creative, or even just a curious person and wonder, what can AI do for me or with me? It doesn't mean that it's going to replace you, but maybe I can share some tips and tricks and practical applications that you can take home with you and quickly go and start using it and see what you can come up with.
Yeah, that's very cool. So what was the thing that really moved you into this space? Because this is a relatively new space for a lot of people. But what was it that you said, okay, you know what? AI is for me. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to learn it. I'm going to teach it. I'm going to share. What was it that got you and got your attention?
Funny enough, I don't even think that I thought about AI. I just thought this is interesting and fascinating. And I am a curious person and I love to learn and I like to look forward to the future. So it was really just my curiosity was piqued. So I wasn't necessarily like, oh, AI, cool. It was more like interesting. I wonder what I can do with this or what it can do. And that really just spiraled so much so that it became pretty much taking over everything, where I'm looking at every possible angle, running down, chasing, going down here, running down there, and learning all these different things and seeing there's just so many things, from creativity, from like everything possible, all the things that I find fascinating and I'm passionate about, and the potential and the opportunities. And it's just exciting. I mean, obviously there are issues that also you need to be responsible, but I find it very curious. I want to know more. I want to learn more, and all the applications that maybe where I can use it and other people can use it.
Yeah, no, definitely. What are you most excited about in the world of AI that you've seen over the last year? Because I really feel that it's been in the last year, we've seen really things take off with image generation. And I know that's been a very controversial thing, just with the way that information is handled and copyright and all that. And that's why we have a whole presentation with an attorney talking about copyright and ownership, because it's such an important thing. But there's been so many developments in the world of AI, so many updates even in the last year. So what is it that you're most excited about, that you've experienced, that really is amazing to you?
I am 100% fascinated about the image generation and also other things where that can go, whether it's video, animation, wherever. I like the creative part and just the exponential possibilities that this has now brought literally to my fingertips, everybody's fingertips, right? So now I can just type something or put an image somewhere and it can generate something crazy and completely unexpected, or something insanely beautiful that it would have probably taken me years to even, or I probably couldn't have from my own brain just come up with it. And I'm still using it and guiding it, but it's just the timeline has just shrunk. And now we are here where every day I can be in awe of all the things that are possible. So I'm highly, highly excited about the image generation, but I'm at the same time also, the practical side of me loves the idea of how can I strategically use this for my work or for life? How can I be more productive? How can I make things more streamlined? Things like that, so that then I have more time to do other things, learn more or whatever, anything, or have a better diet. It doesn't matter what it is, but it just suddenly has made things much more accessible. And I am, by the way, very excited to hear the copyright attorney's presentation as well, because I am all ears on that.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So what would you say is something that you would want someone who's attending your presentation to get out of it?
I would hope that the person or people there would find some type of nugget. It's potentially hard to come up with million things, 10 things you can do with AI or whatever, but this little tidbit here or this one here, I didn't know that. This is great. I can use this right now, and really be inspired to use whatever the tool may be or the little tiny nugget of information where they can go turn around, walk out the door, and be on their phone and literally implement it. So that's the kind of the idea here, is that's how fast we can really do this too. We can just, or even right then and there, you can make it happen. So I would hope to give people something that they can take. I'm going to give a variety of things to, here's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then maybe they can take that something that can immediately be put into use.
No, that's awesome. And who would you say, because there's so many people that are attending this, we have content creators, we have entrepreneurs, we have people who are interested in law, we have people who are interested in automation as another big one. And how do I automate a lot of these things? And how can I use this to creatively storytell? Or I'm looking to switch careers. How can AI work with me in becoming more economically viable or learn faster? There's a lot of different angles because this is a community-driven event. Who would you say is a good person or to attend your presentation? Who would you say, oh, you know what? This type of person would definitely get a lot out of this?
I don't want to say everybody, but that is really the answer. But probably the business people, or if you're looking to get something out of it from, again, whether it's productivity or somehow implement it in your business, again, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a designer, or maybe you want to be one, but you want to potentially get the skills to start to learn how to use AI in your, maybe in your portfolio or create a portfolio, or maybe you're a writer. Like, how can you use AI tools to improve your knowledge base and your skills? And then from the business side standpoint, I have also fairly extensive background on leadership. So from the leadership standpoint, how can I then help my teams or my departments to facilitate and integrate some of these things in there? Or what does it look like? Not in a huge overall digital transformation scale, but really start having those gears turning and seeing what's possible and what does this actually look in practice. And one of the things about prompting in specifically is that it works for everything. And this is why I said first, everybody really, because you can use prompting. And if you learn how to effectively prompt, you can use it everywhere. So instead of now thinking like, I wonder how I do this, you can ask ChatGPT or Claude or whatever it is. So how would I do this? You now have your basically personal assistant to help you. So prompting really is for everybody for pretty much all possible scenarios that I probably haven't even thought about yet.
No, that's excellent. It reminds me when the internet first started. And it's, oh, what can I search for? What questions can I ask? Right. Is there any information for that? But now you're actually talking to something that actually can be a much more dialogue-driven conversation instead of just, I am looking for this. It's like going to a library versus going to a consultant or an expert in every field. So it's very interesting. And knowing that your class is going to help people understand prompting and how to communicate with it, communicate with the machine, communicate with AI is definitely something everyone can benefit from, because then it changes your workflow. It changes the way that you work or the way that you ask questions so you can get better results. And sometimes that's all you need, is to ask a better question. And now you're getting the results that can move your life or your business forwards. That's awesome. That's super exciting. And I can't wait for the little tidbits that I pick up out of it too, because I think I'm okay, but I know there's so many little things that I'm missing. With that, what do you feel that is like some of the pain points of people? Because you've been in this space for a while. I would say you're at least on the leading edge versus some of the people who are just getting started and things like that. For the people who do get started, what do you feel are some of their pain points right away when they start interacting with AI?
the challenge is that even though there isn't a huge step to start, but it can still be very overwhelming. And that's actually something that I'm super focused on, is to make it easier so that the first step is as low as possible so that you can easily enter. And then you just don't type something and then give up because it didn't give you what you wanted. And that's a very common thing. So the barrier to entry is often a challenge, because not that it's difficult to just sit at the computer or on your phone and then, type something, but you're not sure what to ask or how to ask or being effective in your prompting. There can be a tendency where you just ask something and then you're like, I don't get it, or I didn't get what I wanted. It doesn't know what it's talking about. Things like that, where if you can right off the bat have some of these tools, it doesn't mean that you have to be crafting some opus of prompt. Actually, often simpler is better, but knowing that you are still in the driver's seat and you guide the system is hugely helpful. And then also when you get stuck, to know that you can ask it and say, hey, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. What can you help me? And you will get help. So just some of those kind of basic things that I think that just in general would be maybe the best practices. If you know ahead of time and know what you want, it's going to make it a lot easier to adapt and really get excited about this. Often that comes from like me showing somebody or somebody showing you what is capable, meaning you sit and look and see somebody do it and then you're like, oh, this is amazing. And that's usually because now you see the possibilities, but you don't necessarily see it just seeing a box and saying prompt here.
No, that's great. Yeah, and that's where I really feel that this is community driven. For a long time working in the artist community where people had imposter syndrome or people didn't feel confident about using the tools, often just showing them how they can have a little simple success with something is something that unlocks their creativity and their possibilities, that they're like, oh, I could actually do a lot more. I can feel more creatively engaged. This is something that I can actually use and I want to use, versus this is something that I'm intimidated by. So that's a great thing. And it's great that you identify that as, yes, you see those pain points of people starting. And it's definitely something that I've seen in my years of tech. You've been in marketing for a number of years and you've been on the tech side before this, before AI really hit the scene. And have you seen anything, how have you seen this really transform the area of marketing or internet marketing, SEO? Because I know that's some of your background. How have you seen it really change your field of expertise?
I have to say that when, for example, ChatGPT first came about, within very short, suddenly it just blew up. There was a lot of maybe hesitation, or people were scared, I think, in general, both businesses, but also marketers, because now it's, oh my gosh, everything's going to change and it's going to change in an instant. But in reality, things have settled, and things in general, even in tech and anything, although we are moving super fast, year now is a day, but still the transformation of how we do things is not as fast. So we are moving towards it, yes. And I think that there are important things that, and I tell clients to do now, to be prepared and knowing that we are shifting. And it is still, I think about, in general, I'm all about change, and I understand and know and embrace it and say, yes, this is great. Change is good. But you can still be prepared. You can look at risk assessment, risk management. Like, you can look at those things. There's a lot of uncertainty still. So those things I think that are still hugely important to take into considerations, and not just do some crazy things and throw everything up in the air. So you still need to be smart. And I like to always look at both things in a strategic way and in creative way and see what can I do, but also gain the knowledge, because that's pretty much your ace in your sleeve right now, is to get enough knowledge so that you can move as we move. And then what does that actually look like? It may look like by starting to clean up your properties, whatever you have on your marketing or your website or whatever. A lot of people have thousands and thousands of pieces of content, but there's a lot of garbage too. Garbage won't fly anymore. Maybe you've gotten away with it for a while, but It's going to be gone, and you will somehow have to differentiate yourself. So it is a kind of, you feel your way forward and put into places the best practices that you can then move forward and know that you have your ducks in a row and can move and say, okay, now we're ready to pivot or make a slight adjustment or course correction or whatever it is. So I'm not saying, and I don't foresee it to be like I did 6 months ago or 8 months ago, where I thought, whoa, now we'd have to move everything, turn the ship around. This is more, okay, we're just going around and finding our way, and we're still moving forward. It's all good. Meaning, don't panic. We are good. We're good to go if you just keep along and moving in this and stay on this train.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's something that I've seen. And I think that a lot of times people are worried about being replaced right away, which is a major concern. But the thing that I see, if you have any expertise in the field, then this just really amplifies it to that really next level. I feel it takes out, I would say, like 80% of the busy work. But it's just like 80% of the busy work is there, but that 20% really needs to be there. Based on your recommendation, I took a look at Claude too and started working with it. And even in conversation, it gave me a massive hallucination. And I was like, okay, where did you actually pull this information from? This doesn't seem accurate. And then getting an apology that, that actually wasn't there. And I'm like, well, how did that even happen? So there's still these things that we can think that, it's all just perfect. But if you know your field, you're able to get, I would say, 80% of the way there just so much faster. You're still going to need that 20%. Otherwise, it just comes off as a machine did. It just really comes off that it was cut and paste or anything else. So it does need a little bit of massaging. And that's really good to have somebody who's going to be teaching a prompt class and how to master prompting and how to communicate so you can get better cleanup. And having that expertise, I think, just takes you that extra mile, because now you know what to ask, how it affects your industry, those different things that a general person might not even understand the terminology that they should be asking to help in the prompting. So we're getting ready here for a physical event, a live event. It's so great. We do all these things online and virtually. And networking is an integral part of any conference and any way to connect. What advice would you give to attendees to basically maximize their interaction and get the most out of a live event and to form meaningful connections and create community amongst everybody who's participating in the conference?
Become a sponge. Would be my short answer. Meaning, I love, and not that we've had that many events, but events are an amazing place, and especially in this type of event where it really is a community. This is like where you come to meet friends. It's not a stiff, you sit and learn something. You learn something, but this is something that I can see that you meet in person, you make the connections, meaning you will talk to people. It doesn't even matter. People are always interested. What do you do? And oftentimes, like I say, how can I help? Or what can I do? Or if you have questions, ask me. Like, I'm very open that way. And I share a lot of the teachings that I do because my goal is to help you to make it easier for you as well. So if you see me, come and talk to me. If you have a question, ask me. I'll do my best to answer. If I don't know, I'll try to figure out how can I find somebody that knows the answer. But also just to have normal conversations. We are all geeking out about this stuff. We love this space. The community is amazing. And then after you leave, this is not over when it's done, right? Like I feel like this is where we come together in physical space, but we are already together right now in the virtual, the online space. But then we go back, the bonds are stronger, but then also stay in touch, connect with the people that you met there, friend them on wherever you are on social medias and whatever. And then maybe who knows what comes out? Crazy partnerships may be formed, or friendships, or all of the above. And I'm getting goosebumps just now thinking about it because I find it super exciting. This is like one of my typical things that I say, whether it's for marketing or for whatever, is nothing exists in a silo. We are not just a solo person. SEO is not a solo thing. It's all connected. It's a collective. It's a comprehensive and holistic thing, including us, the people. So embrace that. There's a huge power in this collective. So I'm super excited, and I hope to see many more people, not only in the event, but afterwards.
Definitely. That's awesome. Ali, thank you so much for sharing all this. I know a lot of people are excited to be able to start working and becoming prompt masters. Is there any last thing you would want to say to them on their way to the conference, be it virtually or meeting in person?
I think the best fitting words would be come in with a beginner's mind. I love to remind myself that in many things because we often have, as our psychology and nature is as humans, we have preconceived notions, or you may have something like, I don't know about this or whatever. But if you approach things with beginner's mind and curiosity, I feel you will get so much more out of it, and it'll blossom for you, and you will have a fantastic time, and it just exponentially can grow from there. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Awesome. Awesome. Ali, thanks again. We will see you at the show. Can't wait to see you in person.
I can't wait to see you either, and everybody else.
And everyone. Yeah. Ciao.
Yes.